excited.
I got the next best thing for a starting June screen right now. The next best thing to an actual starting June screen. You'll see it like when stream starts. It's pretty great, actually. Phone.
All right. So
put you on mute, phone. The next best thing to an actual starting June screen.
Whenever it decides to pop up that you're live.
Let me shut down my OBS before it fucking starts fucking something up.
But I actually will be right back in like 30 seconds. Or like less than 30 seconds, but enjoy the starting soon screen.
That's perfect.
It doesn't even show he's live for me.
Try again. I think it's good.
Yeah.
All right, back. Yo, nerds, what's up?
Yo.
Hey, Mav. But time to start up. We're gonna do it. Everyone good? Everyone good?
Yep. This is a
Infamous.
violation of John Cena's password.
Yeah. I found that on Twitter and just like loved it, so I needed to put it as the faux offline image. But I'm assuming everyone is here and on the ready, so we're gonna start it up. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second episode of the Nerds on Wrestling podcast. I am your luxurious host, the Premium Cake Man, with Infamous One. Supposed to say hi. Is he even here? Oh my god. He's muted and deafened, this fucking guy. KillaMcGilacuty.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Okay. Infamous.
What up?
And
I don't know why I was deafened.
And Notos.
What up, guys?
We are here to discuss the recent form of the Superstar shakeup, in which superstars from Raw and SmackDown were just drifted along at like no real rhyme or reason. It just sort of happened. Let's talk about that first before we actually start like talking about the show. When it's just like how there was no real format to this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There really was like no real format. It just sort of happened. It was just like, oh, these guys are on Raw now. They just show up. Like, what?
Yeah, it was kind of sudden, and I didn't so much mind the, surprise, here's what we're doing, but, it was kind of like, all right, cool,
Felt
it wasn't as cool as a draft. I guess the draft
Yeah.
was big, and but I don't know. I guess I can honestly do without all the graphical. Let's start flashing a bunch of these pictures of the guys on the screen and walk somebody out. I've been to a WWE draft on Raw live, and it's not as exciting live as you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in one in Richmond in 2010.
Nice.
And it
Was it the 2010 one,
like-
the last one until last year?
Yep.
Yeah. So it was, it wasn't that, awesome being there. So I kind of liked the way that they did something different, this time. I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah.
That said, it was just kind of sudden.
Unexplained.
Yeah. Well, we kind of, explanation is technically, since it's the beginning of the year for WWE story, for the writers and things.
Yeah.
It's time to just, all right, let's throw this big ass monkey wrench in
No, like
everything and
that.
find
We
out
get
what
that.
we're
That's
gonna
like
do.
why we know why it happened. But like what I'm saying is unexplained.
Yeah.
Is like how the format actually worked. There was no format. That's what I'm saying was unexplained.
Yeah, exactly. I get that. Yeah, the lack of format, I think, is what made it better, though. It's just, really, how cheesy is that stuff before? I've never been a big fan of that before. You know,
If
as
there
far
was one
as-
thing I would have liked is if they did something similar to like the draft in 2002, like one of the really like one of, I think it was the very first one where they had everyone's name and like the rolly thing, you know, like the thing they have
Oh
for
yeah,
the
like
Royal,
the bingo callers.
yeah, the bingo dollars like they do for the Royal Rumble numbers. They had it like that in the first draft, and that was actually kind of cool. But instead of numbers, it was just people's names, and they had like the general managers of each show do it.
right, but was it truly like randomized or?
I mean, it's wrestling.
I don't really
It was scripted.
Oh,
They had to be scripted. It's
yeah.
wrestling, dude.
Right. So you know, I mean, that's it's still kind of hokey, I guess. To
Yeah.
me. That's
fine.
I mean, the whole premise of the shakeup, like you said, Killa, is because it is technically the beginning of the new season for the year for the writers.
Yeah.
Because WrestleMania had just happened, so
Mhm.
all storylines are out the book now.
Yeah.
right.
WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, I'm not
after WrestleMania is
Trying to
always like
explain that for
reset
you
time.
guys' benefit. I'm just
Yeah.
for everybody else that might be new.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of give them a heads up on that.
But like he was saying,
Yeah, I
WrestleMania
think
happened.
yeah,
It's
sure.
reset time now. It's like he said, the new season, as it were. And WrestleMania is always like the season finale, and then we start up now, new season, new guys on each show. So,
Yep.
any other thoughts about the Superstar shakeup in theory?
I'm glad that they did that though, because I mean, ever since when they did the brand split,
hmm
the recent brand split, SmackDown had significantly less superstars
Yeah.
than Raw,
hmm
first and foremost, and it was just it was a very lackluster show in comparison. But I feel at one point it started to ramp up because like they threw Shane in the mix, and it was actually better than Raw for a brief period.
I'd say it's better than Raw most of the time. Like
Yeah.
if I say just
The
watching the
ratings say that
shows,
SmackDown is better.
just like
Right.
watching the shows versus each other, I'd say that SmackDown is overall more enjoyable,
Yeah.
and the fact that it's an hour shorter helps. I'm just gonna say
Yeah,
that
it's-
much.
And that's what I feel too a lot about Raw is if they try to just jam everything, or not jam everything, they spread everything out in that 3 hours. Like it's like they do jam everything into that first two, and the last hour is just kind of
It's really
so many commercials and
it's
shit.
it's weird though because Raw is 3 hours, but they still don't have enough time for everything.
Exactly.
Well, I think they I feel like they spread everything out like way too far,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just like for what?
I mean, who remembers the 4 to 5 months of Emelina?
Oh yeah.
Oh
God.
my gosh.
And the payoff for that was pretty great too, wasn't it? I know we all loved that.
Mhm.
I'm still trying to figure out what they were trying to get across there. It was, or whose idea even that was.
I'm sure whoever it is, we can thank them for it.
Yes.
Sure, why not?
But that's about it for everything then for the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be up front though too. I know a lot of Raw I didn't really catch too much of. I caught bits and pieces. SmackDown I didn't catch any of because I was rating.
Well, we're not really talking about the shows. We're just talking about who moved.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying though. That's what I'm getting to. My point is that I don't know exactly. I mean, I know I was keeping up with what y'all were talking about on Discord. So I don't know off the top of my head who went where, but as we discuss it, I mean, I'll share my thoughts about things and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
individually who moved.
Yeah.
So
All right.
Or-
So, Raw opened with the music of John Cena, but it was actually Miz and Maurice.
oh God,
Which was
love
great.
that.
It was the music of John Cena, but it was actually Miz and Maurice revealing that they were coming to Raw, doing their John Cena Nikki Bella parody, which is great, by the way. Love
yeah,
it.
that shit is funny.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun watching that too. But Biz is good right now, and Raw's a great place for him, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
bigger stage, more viewers, etc.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I mean, the next question is how long he's going to be on there until he's off making another movie.
That's valid.
Yeah,
But,
sure.
but then again, if you think about it, making movies is kind of his gimmick. It's like he's the Hollywood star, and
Yeah.
the A-lister.
I know, but the thing is, he's going to become like The Rock, and then he's just not going to appear anymore for like.
That's John Cena, not Rock. And that's like all they've been talking about in the parodies. Is like that's what John Cena is right now. Because John was nowhere to be seen on either show.
Well, that's because him and Nikki are playing off this fucking wedding shit.
hmm Yeah. So, any thoughts on Miz? aside from what we've already
I
said.
think it's great. I mean, he's a great heel, and he does it
And
so
Raw
well.
needs a good heel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really does.
Well, they had one, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll talk about it later.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah. But I understand definitely need. Definite need. Words are hard.
Yeah.
Words are very
And I
hard.
think that's a good, definitely a good person
Yeah.
to fill the slot.
Yeah.
And Maurice is
Miz
good
great.
too. She's just enough to make him
But
even more annoying.
The only problem
Mhm.
I have is that like she's not really a wrestler in my opinion.
I feel like she
yeah,
could be a
she's
wrestler,
fun.
but like
She could be.
she works fine as a valet, I'd say.
Yeah, but because if you look on Instagram, she trains just like the Miz does.
Well, yeah, she used to be a wrestler.
Yeah, I know. But now it's like
Well,
I
she
mean,
could be
she's
training
good.
for a match.
She's good. She's technically good as a manager because that's what she is.
Mm-hmm.
But
you-
I would
you
like
prefer
to
to
see
see
her
her as a
wrestle
wrestler?
more. Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that.
because like you said, like when she was here in the WWE a long time ago, she was a good wrestler. She was
Yeah.
what, 2-time Divas champ?
At least twice, yeah.
I mean, she had hell of a skill set, and then she just disappeared, and now she's back. And like I said, I just want to see her more as a wrestler.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. But
And I think Raw can give her that opportunity because I mean,
God knows Raw needs more women in their division.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get to the women also.
yeah, we'll get that. We'll get to that.
Hmm. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But later on in this segment, he was interrupted. Miz and Maurice were interrupted by Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose.
And newlywed.
Yeah, also newlywed. Actually wed to Renee Young. Congratulations, Dean.
Oh, they got married?
Yeah,
They got married.
I didn't
It's
know
on
that.
Twitter.
That's awesome.
It's on Twitter. If you saw, I know this is kind of fast forwarding a little bit. If you saw Talking Smack, Kevin Owens was on there congratulating Renee before it was announced, and it got really awkward. Like he didn't actually say congratulations on getting married. He said congratulations, and they're just like, we haven't announced that yet. And that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But
Which
Dean
now
Ambrose,
poses my question: is she going from Talking Smack to Raw?
no, she's still on SmackDown. For the looks of it, she's still
That's
on
weird.
SmackDown.
That's weird, though.
I'm sure they could still travel together.
Yeah,
It's like-
say Raw and SmackDown are usually in the same towns, right?
Yeah, I mean the cruiserweights do Raw and SmackDown technically, if you think about it, because they do 205 Live right after SmackDown
Yeah.
in the same show,
And then-
in the same arena.
I was gonna say, are SmackDown and Raw in the same arena? Like on different
Most of the
nights,
time,
or-
no.
Most of the time they aren't. Okay.
But
Unless-
for
unless it's
205
like
and SmackDown, I think
205
they're
and
the same
SmackDown.
arena.
Yeah, 205 and SmackDown are the same show.
Well, yeah. It's just one after the other.
But Dean Ambrose now on Raw with the Intercontinental Championship with him.
Yep.
Thoughts?
I dig it.
I'm a fan of it. Like
Yeah.
that's where he got his start.
Yeah.
Like if you remember way back when John Cena did his first ever U.S. Open challenge.
Oh
Dean
yeah,
Ambrose
yeah. The first one was Dean. Yeah. And I like Dean.
Oh,
Dean's a good
pink
wrestler.
haired and everything.
Yep. But Dean Ambrose is a great wrestler, and having the
Yeah.
Intercontinental title on Raw is nice as well.
Plus, he didn't really have many storylines to go back over on SmackDown besides Baron Corbin.
I kind of wish they would have finished the Baron Corbin thing, but Baron's got new stuff going now.
Yeah.
We'll get to rumors about Baron Corbin later on SmackDown. If you guys don't know that rumor, it's a fun one. But Dean Ambrose.
I don't know it.
Dean Ambrose now on Raw. A lot
Yep.
more match opportunities for Dean, I like.
Yes.
So he can show himself off a little more.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely, it's a great place for him to be. It's nice to see him back there for sure. I'll say.
Yeah. Up next, we start getting to the real star power as we get Kurt Hawkins moving to Raw.
Oh, yay.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Fax himself, who is there to he's here to put the mid-card guys over, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be really honest here. He's here to put the mid-card guys over. And there's not much to this. I mean, who really has something to say about Kurt Hawkins?
I don't know. Did they announce it before about Apollo Crews, though?
Oh, yeah, he was announced before Raw started. Apollo Crews
Yeah.
did move over.
Indeed. Now see.
Because they
That's
did have a
an
lot of
interesting move
announcements
for me.
before the show came out that, like, a lot of superstars had moved already.
Did they? I thought it was just Apollo and, like, the commentators.
Yeah. But thank God. Woo! The commentators on Raw just got better.
What? Because they have David Otunga now.
Yeah, because I hate Byron.
David Otunga
well,
is a million times worse than Byron Saxton.
Oh my,
Mauro
he certainly
Ranallo.
is.
I think Mauro Ranallo is still.
Yeah, Morrow's the best, but Morrow's out.
But he's sadly gone.
Yeah.
We might discuss that when we're done with the shakeup, because that's a
Yeah.
fucking can of worms right there, dude. It's a fun one.
Yeah, no doubt.
But any closing thoughts on Kurt Hawkins?
Let's face the facts. He's a squasher.
Let's face the facts. He's a jobber.
Yeah, he's a job. He's the biggest jobber out there.
Clever. I like what you did there.
He's just there to make other guys look good.
All right. So after this, we had a match between Finn Balor and Jinder Mahal, where Finn Balor won. But it was revealed after the match that Bray Wyatt is on Raw.
Get me started about this.
Having a little video promo talking about his match with Randy at the pay-per-view, but also hinting at something with Balor.
Oh, the demon versus the eater of worlds.
It's gonna be fun, dude. That's what that's gonna fucking be.
Oh,
Yeah, where did Bray go to SmackDown?
No, Bray's on Raw.
no,
He
Bray's
moved
on
to
Raw
Raw.
now.
He moved to. Okay, he was on SmackDown. Okay.
Yeah, he was on SmackDown before. He's on Raw now.
Okay, that's gonna be good. What about what? Did they say about Randy Orton?
Randy's still on
Orton?
SmackDown.
He's still SmackDown. He's not gonna move. He's champion.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if they were gonna flip those up at all.
Brock would never. The only way that would work is if they switch Brock and Randy, but Brock will never go to SmackDown.
Brock
Yeah.
on SmackDown.
Nah, he wants that. He wants that main event shit.
He wants that main event money for a show he doesn't appear on.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
But I mean, I can't wait for that storyline to unfold whenever this Randy and Bray is done.
Yeah.
Like Bray is one and besides his character, him and Finn's character are gonna clash. I think they'll clash perfectly.
That's one thing I did catch. Before I passed out, I saw Finn Balor come back, and it was funny. They were like, "Oh, his first match back," and I'm like, "He's already been wrestling."
Yeah, he's been doing house shows.
House shows and stuff. Like,
he's been doing house shows
it's
for
silly.
weeks.
Yeah, it's silly,
But I mean, it's like TV
TV
return and stuff. You know?
Yeah. It was good to see him back though, because I really liked him in NXT.
And we could talk about that, like NXT, or I kind of want to talk about NXT just a little bit.
Yeah, I want to talk about the one part I saw of NXT, which was like early on, but we can talk about that later.
I didn't watch any of NXT either. I'm terrible at this.
A fun thing during the match of Jinder Mahal versus Finn Balor, Jinder clocks the shit out of Finn with an elbow, and Finn just goes limp and crashes his head on the mat. And after the show was revealed, he has a concussion.
Yep.
He got concussed from that elbow from Jinder. Because if you watch the replay, I've seen it a couple times. He gets hit really hard, and then he just falls, and his head, he goes face forward on the mat. It is very obvious that he was knocked out. It is painfully obvious that he got knocked out from that elbow.
Yeah. Just because Jinder he's too jacked. I get, you're eating right, but there's something else in there with your veins popping up.
Hashtag hard body, dude.
Crazy. When I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is this guy on?
It's the hard body, dude. Hard body Jinder. Don't hinder the Jinder, man.
Yeah, right. I won't.
Who was up next?
There's been a lot of people absolutely going in on Jinder for that too, but.
Mm-hmm. But I'd say accidents happen. It was wrestling.
Exactly,
Accidents happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
no reason to
wrestling.
get down his neck about it.
Exactly. No one was on
Seth Rollins for injuring Finn.
Exactly.
No one was on Seth for retiring Sting or breaking John's nose.
Yeah.
I mean that was bound to happen because that knee is just
savage.
Ridiculous.
It worked in the story, though. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
It added to the story of that feud, I'd say, which is nice. All right, so up next, we had a short, 30-second clip revealing Kalisto on Raw.
Oh, yay.
Mr. Good Lucha Things himself, Kalisto, now on Raw. So he can.
Selena Del Sol is dope. I'm just going to say that first and foremost.
That finishing move is pretty awesome.
It's pretty badass. I like that.
The best one was the one at the TLC match.
Yep.
Off the ladder. Off the ladder through another ladder. That was great.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
So yep, Mr. Good Lucha Things. If you guys haven't seen that promo, by the way, that promo is hilarious. But Kalisto now on Raw, so he can have some matches with Kurt Hawkins in the mid card.
Yep. Either that, or he becomes a staple in the cruiserweight.
I could see him becoming a cruiserweight. That'd be good for him. Actually, yeah, he could definitely be a cruiserweight. But then again, they already have guys like Grand Metalik in there, who's like already fits the role of the luchador.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't been on there. I think he might be completing indie dates. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
He's completing indie dates, maybe.
When are they starting that UK show?
The UK show, I have no idea.
I don't.
I think that's the thing.
Weekly UK show.
I know they appeared on 205 Live like 2 weeks ago or something like that. But like,
I feel like they announced that they were bringing some type of UK championship show.
They've already
the
brought the UK championship, but they haven't brought the show yet.
Yeah, that show
Right.
hasn't started yet.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be coming up. I didn't know if you guys knew as to when, because I know they also have a women's tournament they're doing on the network.
Yeah.
That should be
Which
pretty interesting.
God knows they need it. Holy shit.
They could really use some more women in WWE.
Yeah.
Up next, we got the movement of Rhino and Heath Slater to Raw.
Yay. Mr. Triple Wide.
Mr. Double Wide in his above ground pool.
Oh, wow, I have kids.
I got kids. I need this job, man. He's now on Raw with Rhino, and you know what? I'd say it's good because Raw needs more tag teams. There's like 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig it. I think that's a good shift.
Yeah.
I like Rhino too. Rhino, I have a special place with him, ECW and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
everyone's got a special place with Rhino.
And that's why I like when Vivian made that comment about Taz, dude. Like,
I saw that.
It'd be so good if Taz came back, man. I really love Taz.
That'll
never happen again.
I don't think it would. I mean,
bring back Taz for commentary, dude. Taz on commentary.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like the fact. I mean, I know we already talked about it before, but they brought JR back for that match.
Yeah.
WrestleMania. That. Oh my God. That
rumor
was
is that he signed a contract with WWE.
Yeah, I think he signed like a 2-event contract.
Was it 2 event? I thought it was like 2-year contract, something like that.
Contract, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's 2-year contract for like specific shows. I don't think he's not doing weekly shows, but like he's doing specific shows. I think. Which I'm really
he was
like
back on Raw, man.
The ideal thing would be just JR and heel Jerry the King Lawler, because that was the perfect commentary team back in
Absolute
the Attitude Era.
Indeed.
Just JR.
He's doing some commentating for something in Japan too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing New Japan.
Okay.
Oh, he does New Japan.
He commentates New Japan.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But yeah, sorry, I digress.
Second favorite. Quick thing. Second favorite commentary team is JR and Paul Heyman. Because they did WrestleMania 17 together. And that's a show.
Yeah, Paul Heyman's great in his own right. I mean, that fucking guy. Oh my God. Talk his way out of anything.
Up next, we got the last 2 moves for Raw. 2 women. Alexa Bliss first. And I'm happy about this because I really like Alexa. And now she has a thing, same with Dean, more match opportunities to show off her talents.
Exactly.
Indeed. She's so good. I really enjoy watching her work.
Yeah. She's pretty great.
It's good she's on Raw now because SmackDown just has SmackDown's women roster is just stacked. It's even stacked now.
And you know what? She has faced everyone she could on SmackDown, so now she can move to Raw.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, maybe it's just me. I don't know. I don't think it's just me, but there's just something about her that's just amazing. I don't know what it is.
Giggity.
Exactly. It's totally that. I don't know if it was the Harley.
She's not bad looking.
I don't know if it was the Harley Quinn shit that she did.
Oh, it's definitely the Harley Quinn shit.
And it was just like, man, it kind of like that pushed it over the edge.
Giggity.
Exactly.
Her facial expressions, because are pretty badass to me. Like she's got you in the palm of her hand just by
exactly. Like, that's what I like. Face. Yeah, she has you like hooked because she's very expressive, and I mean she's good. I mean everybody botches shit here and there, but her wrestling isn't bad. Like you know some.
I think she's a good enough wrestler, but she's a really good character, and she's good on the mic as well.
Yeah, her character's really good, and I think she's a really great heel for the women's division. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like the whole if like her because Bailey's on Raw, right?
She's a good counterpart to Bailey, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Like that, I could see that going somewhere. That kind of feud, like her trying to, gun for the women's title on Raw.
I was thinking maybe that could happen.
Her and Bailey would be a good mix.
I was thinking that could happen maybe after Bailey loses the title.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see her and Bailey go at it because Bailey's like super face.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they'd push. I don't know. I still think they're trying to push Nia Jax or Sasha.
I'd say they're probably going to go with Sasha, the heel turn for Sasha, and win the title. That's the big prediction right now for everyone.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Because like I said before, I just don't think Nia's not really championship.
Oh my
ready.
God, do we want to talk about fucking Nia and her match with Charlotte?
I thought we talked about
where she like did a shoulder breaker to Charlotte, who like hit her face.
Oh my God.
She hit the shoulder breaker and botched it, and then like just dropped Charlotte. She landed face first on the mat, and there was a loud ass thud, and it was gross.
It looked like she got the wind knocked out of her, and she was likely concussed. I did see that part, so I know you're talking about there.
Yeah.
But see, like what I was saying, like remember how John Cena was like being pushed like literally to the edge, like almost heel turn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would like to see with Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I think that would be good to see, like on that side, because they did it with Cena.
What, like someone pressuring her into the dark side?
Right. Like no, I mean I'm talking about with the Shift. I don't know why the fuck her name just slipped my mind.
Alexa
Bliss, yeah. Her like fucking with her, you know what I mean? Like having this storyline where she's like pushing her to the edge and like almost breaking her, but she doesn't break. Kind of shit, you know what
so
I mean?
you're thinking
I
like
see
the
that kind of stuff happening.
You're thinking like the Bray Wyatt John Cena feud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like trying to basically break her because, like I said, you have like Alexa Bliss is this like super badass heel, and Bailey is like babyface all day, like the most babyface you can get.
Because if you remember in the John Cena Bray Wyatt match at WrestleMania 30, John had a chair in his hand, and Bray was on his knees doing the pose, like with the spread arms, just like telling him to hit him, and John was just like really close to hitting him, but like he didn't. So that's what you're thinking, like pushing them to the edge and seeing if they'll fall.
like trying to break them, but they just like I would love to see something like that between those two.
That's a good story right there. I'd agree. I would agree.
See, they should just hire me for the writing team.
Yeah, dude. Like fucking
done. I'm hired.
Where's our checks, Vince? Where's our checks?
Exactly.
Watch him be secretly watching this shit and be like, "Yo, this guy's got some good ass ideas," and then we find out like on the next episodes that they're stealing this shit.
Yeah.
And just we need to pressure Vince into getting us our royalty checks, dude. But let's be honest. If they don't give royalty checks to Punk, they're not giving us any royalty checks.
Nope.
But later on in this Alexa Bliss segment, she was interrupted by the, I'm pretty sure, last draftee for Raw, Mickie James.
I figured that was going to happen because they still didn't finish that storyline out on SmackDown.
Yeah, they didn't really complete that, but it's nice to have them on Raw. And again, more match opportunities for Mickie James. And Mickie is an accomplished wrestler, former women's and divas champion.
5-time.
Yep.
And we went to the same wrestling school.
Nice.
You went to the what wrestling school?
It was Richmond, Virginia. Well, Richmond, Virginia area.
That's actually an interesting topic because I talked with Killa a little bit about this. I never really went into it too much, but this is a kind of a longer sidebar. But since you mentioned somebody going to the same wrestling school as you, I attended Monster Factory briefly. Okay, it wasn't the Jersey Monster Factory, like it wasn't Larry Sharp, like that facility up in Jersey, but it was kind of like an offshoot down in DC. A trainer's name was Wes. Can't remember his last name. But this buddy of mine I worked with at a construction company called RF Klein back when I lived in Maryland. I would drive down to DC every weekend. It was literally like a small warehouse. They had the ring up there and a bathroom. That was it. You go in, you run your ropes, you take your bumps. And I got in a car accident, whatever. Doc told me both my knees would have to be replaced by the time I'm 40 if I kept going because I have bad knees and shit like that. So I never went forward with it. But throughout the course of probably was like maybe 6 to 8 months that I was doing it, I have never had more fun in my entire life.
Yeah.
Getting hip tossed, power bomb, backdrop. You know what I mean? Like body slant. Like it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
And to me, like it's always like I may not watch a lot, like all of the wrestling shows that happen in a week, or watch other federations or TNA or whatever else is. I don't even know what the fuck is else. Impact, whatever it's called now, New Japan. I don't watch anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like my heart is stuck in the Attitude Era for sure.
Yeah.
And it was because like, and I just have this. I just love watching it. Like I don't ever think like, oh, Raw was so good, Raw was so terrible. I just enjoy watching it because I remember doing it and I remember how much fun it was. And it was just heartbreaking not to be able to go forward with it.
Yeah.
But I love it so much. But yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to get all in my feels or anything, but I'm just saying, like, it was so good.
Yeah, I definitely miss it. But yeah, we went to the same little small school, but we didn't go to at the same time, just the same school at different times. But I've met her at times. She's really a nice person.
Yeah, she is incredibly nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Mickey James is a good wrestler and apparently a nice person, and that's something we can all like.
Yep.
And she had a pretty decent photo shoot.
Yep.
Years ago. If we're being honest.
I think I know which one you're talking about, and I'm gonna say it is.
Yeah.
It is quite nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I can't look at her this. Well, I can look at her the same and then some. But I'm just saying it's different, you know.
Giggity.
Absolutely.
All right, and that was basically the end of Raw, for all the moves, indeed. I'd say Raw got some pretty good moves, but we're going to move on to SmackDown now. And the very first thing we heard on SmackDown was the music of one United States champion, Kevin Owens, moving over to SmackDown and bringing the U.S. title with him. He came out in a suit.
Title Champions watch.
Came out in a suit and trimmed his beard, looking all kinds of professional. And I love Kevin Owens.
They switched those.
Thoughts on Kevin Owens?
I love Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely cool with obviously, they got switched the Intercontinental for the United States title. It was cool that they had the U.S. title on Raw to make it kind of the bigger one for a while, but it just feels
Intercontinental's always been bigger than U.S.
Right.
Yeah.
And but
especially last year.
He's a phenomenal representative for the for the U.S. title. Excuse me. And I'm happy to see him over there on SmackDown. First and foremost, I mean, AJ Styles has already said something like, "I'm coming for that." So
yeah, that's gonna be a good fucking
match. That's gonna be really good. I'm looking forward to that.
I think it's already set up that AJ's gonna win the U.S. title, and then they're gonna push Kevin to the WWE Championship.
Maybe I could see that, but
yeah, I'm okay with that. Totally.
I'd like to say a quick thing. Kevin Owens declaring himself the face of America was great.
Oh god.
Yeah, dude, a Canadian.
Especially since since he's Canadian, it's even better. And he's talking about how he said that Canada's better, but he is the face of America because he's the U.S. champion.
Love it.
It's funny.
He was interrupted by Baron Corbin, and then continued the feud that never ends as Sami Zayn was moved over to SmackDown as well.
Dude, I knew that was coming as soon as Kurt Angle said on Raw. There was a lot of interest for you over at SmackDown. I'm like, yep, he's gonna be on. He'll be on there tomorrow.
I want Zayn to get a title, dude. I really want him in the run-in for something.
I'll say now,
even if it's the U.S. title, I'd love to see it.
The main event of SmackDown of him, AJ, and Corbin in the triple threat for the number one contender for the U.S. title. Him and AJ going at it together was amazing.
Perfect.
It was awesome. They work really well together.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly because I'm pretty sure AJ could have a good match with anyone, but they work really well together. I'd love to see a one-on-one good match between these guys. That's not to discredit Baron Corbin, because Baron Corbin does his job very well as the big guy, an agile big guy at that too. I'm a big fan of Baron Corbin.
He's really grown on me. I wasn't the biggest fan of Baron Corbin when he first kind of.
Ever since he's moved up, I think ever since the draft and moving him to SmackDown was really has exposed him as what he can do. Because when he was first on Raw feuding with Dolph Ziggler, wasn't really anything happening.
Because Dolph Ziggler's career, let's face it, it's coming to an end.
I'd say it's been dead for a while.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest. And that's coming from I like Dolph, but his career's been dead for a while.
Yeah. starting off as Nikki from the Spirit Squad.
Nikki.
Nikki.
That's great. I love it.
With
So,
the feud with
Was
D-Generation
the
X.
The Spirit Squad with Kenny, which was
Yep.
DJ's boyfriend.
but Dolph had a really good year last year too. Just the feud with Miz
Cool.
elevated his year for last year.
Yeah.
It made him look as good as he's looked in years. But Sami Zayn on SmackDown. Any closing thoughts on Sami?
I mean, it's he's more opportunities.
Yeah.
He was being stuck in the mid card at Rome Raw,
Mm-hmm.
but now he has a chance to be up at main event level.
I think this could really help him build him up to what he was like back in NXT. Of just like the really lovable underdog who eventually wins the big one.
The one thing I want to see though is another Sami Zayn Shinsuke or Sami Zayn and Shinsuke
Match.
rivalry.
Yeah, that would be good.
The match of the year last year in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Let's see. Up next, we got we got top stars coming in, boys. We got top guys as the Shining Stars attacked American Alpha after their match.
The Matadors are back! Yay!
The Shining Stars attacked the American Alpha after their match with the Usos.
Oh yay! Don't forget Jinder Mahal is on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, that was coming up next. Hard body Jinder Mahal on SmackDown, so he can continue his feud with his feud with Gronk.
He doesn't deserve anything else.
He's not in a feud with Mojo Rawley. He's in a feud with Gronk.
Yeah, he's in a feud with Gronk. Gronk will be at every event now just to throw shit in Jinder's face.
Mm-hmm. So moving on. We got, oh my god, the swerve of the century. I just want to talk about this for a second. This was amazing. I loved every single second of it. They were doing Shane McMahon doing a State of the Women's Division address as he was talking about the women, and he said, coming to SmackDown Live, daughter of a Hall of Famer, respected talent in her own right.
Second generation wrestler,
daughter of a Hall of Famer, and a very talented wrestler in her own right. Ladies and gentlemen, Tamina.
Oh my dude, it was the biggest swerve ever, and it was
I loved every second of it. It was awesome.
So bad for her though, because like as soon as she came out, they're all chanting, "We want Sasha."
Yeah, I know. I felt bad for her too,
because they were in Boston.
So
she's from Boston.
Yeah, I get it. It's just so bad. So, I mean, you've got to think, Tamina's just happy to be back at work.
Yeah.
And then,
especially after the loss of her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll say, I really enjoyed the swerve. I thought that was great. You guys saw me in Discord talking about how much I loved it. Just the bait and switch was amazing. But it was later revealed that she actually did move over, as Charlotte also moved over to Raw.
Which is
moved
good.
over to SmackDown, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, but they'll probably push her to feuds with Naomi, like, immediately.
You think she's going to have any interaction with Becky?
I would hope so.
Yeah. They could have another good match together. I could definitely see that.
Did you see the face? Did you see the face of Becky when Tamina was walking into the ring?
I did not describe it.
It was like she was kind of like shocked and like terrified at the same time.
I mean, Tamina's a big girl. She could be like SmackDown's Nia Jax, but she's better than Nia. Because she has got more experience than Nia. So, thoughts on Charlotte?
I mean, she was the bomb at Raw. She'll be just fine at SmackDown.
Yeah, she's going to do well.
There's nothing she can do wrong.
Yeah, she's
elevate
got
that
it.
whole division. Give all of them something to strive for. She might. I mean, I know a lot of us are kind of like, oh my God, it'll be her fifth. Her next title reign will be her fifth, and it's only been
a year.
But but at the same time, though, I mean, a brass ring is a brass ring, and she's great.
Yeah, true. Very true.
She's doing the damn thing. So
plus, she puts her work in too, so she does deserve it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Up next, we had Sin Cara on SmackDown Live.
Oh yeah, you mean Hunico? That's not the real Sin Cara.
Yeah,
exactly.
real Sin Cara's over here botching something in Mexico, probably.
Yeah,
absolutely, dude.
Moving on.
I love how it was like apparent. And I just want to put on the Sin Cara for a little bit, but it was apparently honest with Sin Cara first re-debuted that it was not the original Sin Cara.
Mm-hmm.
Because the original Sin Cara did not have all those tattoos, and you can
Sure.
obviously tell those are Huniko's tattoos.
Mm-hmm. They didn't even like try to hide it.
Yeah.
Also, Huniko was in a tag team with a guy called Camacho,
Yep.
who is actually in New Japan with like his brother as the Gorillas of Destiny.
Yep.
It's a Tongaloa. He's a New Japan
Tongaloa.
teaming with Tama Tonga. They're like the sons of someone. I don't remember who.
Yeah, I can't
they're-
remember either.
They're the sons of like a famous Samoan wrestler, I believe. But
Yeah.
they're a good tag team, part of Bullet Club and stuff. Up next, we had probably my favorite move, just because I love this guy so much. Rusev to SmackDown Live.
God.
I love Rusev so much.
Do we want to talk about the Lana promo that they did?
Yeah, you can talk about it, dude.
I
s-
mean,
I saw it. It
that
was
that
interesting.
yeah. Does that mean she's going to become more of a wrestler than a manager?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't mind having another female wrestler.
Because, I mean, she has been training.
Yeah,
And
she
all
she
that
had a pre-show match at WrestleMania 32. It was like a tag match.
Yeah.
Right.
And she looked fine. Her attire was great. I'll say that much. She looked amazing.
Yeah.
But it's Lana. It's not hard for her to look amazing. But
Yeah.
Rusev on SmackDown, I love Rusev. He's hilarious and he's like a legitimate tough guy, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's a good character.
Yeah.
Great place for him.
Mhm.
Much like Dean Ambrose is going to do good wherever you put him.
Yeah.
Just get that,
Plus, he
correct.
wasn't getting utilized on Raw.
Yeah, he doesn't have the
Right.
job. He doesn't have to job to Big Show and Roman Reigns anymore.
Yeah, exactly. He can just go in there and crush the competition. Like,
Yeah, he could beat up Jinder Mahal every other week. It'd be great.
oh yeah, Jinder Mahal, yeah.
Yeah.
I swear, if that
Well, they used to be a tag
faction
team,
comes
dude.
back together. Yeah, if that
Right.
tag team comes back together.
No, they broke up though.
Never
They
mind.
broke up on Raw. There's no way they come back together because they already broke up. But yes, handsome Rusev now on SmackDown Live.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and we have two. What was it? The one half of the. I don't think it was this past. Maybe it was before this past week. The dude from the Vaudevillains.
Oh, Aiden English.
Yeah, they released half of the Vaudevillains.
Yeah,
dude.
Simon
no,
Gotch
that's-
got fired.
What,
that
what
that
the-
was going to happen because he had a backstage altercation with Sin Cara, and it just rubbed everybody the wrong way.
Apparently, he just
Oh.
wasn't a good guy backstage anyway. He
was.
He thought
was
he apparently thought very highly of himself, like
Yes.
very highly of himself.
Well, you could kind of tell that in the way he carried himself. I always thought that he was that way.
But I
that's
mean,
crazy.
like he
That's-
apparently, if you read like I don't remember who it was. Was it like I think it was either Jericho or like Dave Meltzer or someone like that was talking about that he apparently held himself on the same level as Cena and Undertaker.
Yeah.
Apparently that's how he
And-
carried himself backstage. That he thought he was
Exactly.
he thought he was hot shit, and like he was just and he apparently was not very likable.
No,
And-
because he started spouting racist stuff at Sin Cara. And they got
Jesus.
to an IRL fight, and they
Mhm.
had to be broken up by security.
Fucking hell, man.
So they got rid of him.
What a guy.
But it's good for Aiden
That's
English
some
because as we saw on
bullshit.
SmackDown, he
Yeah,
brought
and
back
then pipes.
his singing gimmick from NXT.
Walking around doing that WWE singing thing all day long.
I like it.
That's funny.
I
That's
like
funny.
it. And last but certainly not least, over to SmackDown Live, we got the New Day.
I just like how it's funny how the rumors that I brought up on the last episode, if you go back and watch it, was that SmackDown was going to get New Day in Charlotte.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
right, dude.
Like,
According to rumors, though, Bray Wyatt took AJ's spot to go to Raw, and I'm really happy
yes,
with that.
right? Because AJ Pro, like he doesn't.
AJ was basically a lock to go to Raw, but they went with Bray Wyatt instead.
yeah.
Which
Because
I'm happy
they
about.
realized.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
he's-
AJ's got a good spot in SmackDown.
AJ's the face of SmackDown, dude.
Yeah.
Face runs a place. Why would you move that
Yeah.
guy, man?
But I do think that
The house
over
that AJ
time,
Styles built.
Shinsuke will become a big face.
They need to
over
do
there.
a fucking AJ Shinsuke match and just get
Oh god, that would be so good.
five
Yeah.
more stars from Dave Meltzer.
Can we? I just want to also put out there. We're not elaborating on it, but there is now a King of Strong Style versus the Show Off rivalry.
Yeah.
Going on.
Yeah, that's a good opening rivalry for Shinsuke on the main roster because Dolph is a solid worker and they could easily have a decent match, like to push
Yeah.
push
Yeah.
Shinsuke over. getting familiar with the fans and such.
And maybe pump a little life back into Ziggler's whole
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a while.
I just hope they don't.
Some inspiration.
Yeah.
Because in what was the fucking I can't think of the name of the tag team. You guys are probably upset at me about that. I'm mad at myself.
Describe it.
The fucking they were on NXT super fucking hot. They came up to the main roster and they did WWE didn't do shit with
The
them.
Ascension.
The
Yes.
Ascension, yes.
I was so mad about that because
was mad too.
loved them in NXT. But they just
I was such a
they
stan
just
for the Ascension. I
shit
thought
the
they
bed
were
on Raw.
amazing.
And now one half of them is gone, and there's only one left. Because I think they see either Victor or whatever his name left. Because he does like weddings and stuff. I think.
No, I don't think anyone's left. No.
I would say I don't know.
No.
I mean, it's just terrible. They could have done such great things with that tag team, like because coming in, it was almost like the second coming of D. It seemed like to me, it was like holy shit, like these guys are gonna like carry that level, into going forward. But it's just like, man, I felt it was such a missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Especially because like what they did in NXT, like longest reigning tag champs, undefeated for like over a year.
Yeah.
As tag champs, thought it was great. I was really sad, but New Day now on SmackDown Live. Thoughts?
I'm happy about that. Okay, sorry, wife's talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
With New Day going to SmackDown. Okay, longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions on Raw. Okay?
Ever actually.
Ever. Right. That's what I'm saying. Longest reigning Tag Team Champions. I would not put it past the WWE to give them the straps and have them do it again with the SmackDown titles.
I don't know about all that.
I don't see it because I think they're heavily pushing the Usos and American Alpha.
Yeah, I'd say that as well.
Because those are the two main staples of the.
Not right away. Not right away. I could see that being something that happens at some point.
I don't know if they'd go all the way again though. I could see them. I could easily see them being tag champs. I could see them being tag champs.
Especially with Kofi injured now.
Yeah, especially.
He's injured. What happened?
During the revival
match. Yeah, the revival broke his ankle.
Oh Jesus!
Although I'm pretty sure the breaking of the ankle, I'm pretty sure that's kayfabe. I'd say.
It could be kayfabe, but it also could be real. But I mean, whatever it is that it's now just only.
He did go into surgery though, so he had something wrong.
It was like a small fracture.
Yeah, from what I've heard, he'll only be out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was painful as fuck though.
Yeah,
but I mean, you get like your freaking. Didn't they put his leg in a chair and then just like stomp on it, or they just do their shatter machine?
No, they did the kind of thing where they wrap the leg up and then they do the diving foot off the top ropes. Yeah, they did that. But yeah, New Day on SmackDown now. So I can have more matches, opportunities, maybe get the tag title run.
But I mean, forgetting what you call it, SmackDown needed a boost to their tag team division.
Yeah, easily. SmackDown really needed a tag team division boost.
But I mean, like I was talking with Cake in the chat, like I would have loved to have seen during that American Alpha and Uso match DIY come out. Somehow.
I think maybe after the match, like just have to DIY on SmackDown would have been great.
But to our avail, we got the damn Shining Stars.
Yeah, the Shining Stars.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Just like it'd be nice if we got I remember saying my heart says DIY, but my brain says no one to go after the match, and we got the Shining Stars, dude.
Dude, like they're just their identity, like I was saying with Eric Rowan, their identity is just up in smoke.
They're just like, hey, we're Puerto Rican, and
we're Puerto Rican, and we're sons of a famous wrestler that used to be in the WWE.
We're Puerto Rican, and one of us is related to Carlito. There we go.
Exactly.
That's the Shining Stars.
I didn't know that. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, Primo is like.
Yeah, Primo is Carlito's cousin.
I thought it was Carlito's brother.
No, it's his cousin.
It's crazy how many people are related in that industry, man.
Apparently, all the Samoans in WWE are related.
That's just that is heavily kayfabe because Roman Reigns and The Rock are not cousins.
Yeah,
they're not.
No, they are not.
Oh.
But I can see the Usos being related to Tamina. I can kind of see it.
Yeah, Warren Usos are related to The Rock, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually cousins. but Usos sons of Rikishi.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
And
one of the
that's
best.
so like they look
Oh.
just like their father, dude.
Yes.
Everything got really quiet all of a sudden, dude.
Yeah.
So I had to apparently my wife still doesn't know that I do this Thursday thing. And she keeps coming in here to talk to me about things.
Fuck out of here, wifey. But yeah. So that's basically it for the shakeup. Any closing thoughts on overall shakeup thoughts, guys?
I honestly think SmackDown got the better deal out of everything.
I think SmackDown has more potential for like Raw does have big stars, but like SmackDown has like let's say it, SmackDown has the better writing. I think they could easily get more out of who they have because they got great things out of who they got on SmackDown for the first year. And let's be honest, for the first year of SmackDown, they had Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles, John Cena, and other people. That's basically it. And they got pretty damn good stuff out of there. And I think that they have some good potential this year as well.
Yeah.
Plus, SmackDown traded Kurt Hawkins for Jinder Mahal. Trade of the year.
Trade of the year.
Dude, that's the blockbuster trade right there. Jinder Mahal.
That's the one.
Let's be honest. At least Jinder Mahal is doing something. At the very least, he has a feud instead of Kurt Hawkins, who comes out, challenges someone and then loses in 2 minutes.
Kurt Hawkins would be the next member of the Wyatt family. I'm calling him now.
Dude, I would laugh my ass off if he became a member of the Wyatt family.
I love it.
He needs to get back with Zack Ryder and be the Edgeheads again.
Yeah, dude, Zack Ryder, dude. He has
what show even is Zack Ryder on?
He's not on any show because he gets injured too much.
Wow. Sad about it. So I know
him and Emma are done. They're broken up. He's dating someone from TNA now.
Yeah. It's a hard rip on that one. All right, so I think it was Notos wanted to lightly discuss NXT.
Yeah, basically, just like I said in Discord, that it's already been confirmed that McIntyre is back. And
he had a match with Oni Lorcan. From what I saw, actually a pretty good match with Oni over in NXT. I need to go back and watch it because I've seen those bits and pieces of it, and it looked like it was a really entertaining match.
Yeah, but I can already see that because they already did a promo like who's going to challenge Glorious, and it already had Drew McIntyre up in that promo.
Yeah.
So I can already see them pushing him for NXT against Bobby Roode.
Yeah, I can see it as well. But I'd like to talk about the one part of NXT that I dedicated myself to watching. The opener of Aleister Black having his debut in Full Sail and just having a great match. It was perfect for what it was. It was him against some jobber, and Aleister was just standing still with his arms behind his back, standing perfectly still while his opponent was just like bouncing around like, come on, dude, like fight me. And then he runs at him and Aleister just hits the spin kick, the Black Mass, and just wins.
Yeah.
It looked amazing too because it looked like he was legit knocked out because it clocked him right in the side of the head and just pinned him and won. And he just sat still in the middle of the ring for minutes while the replays played and his music was playing. Great. I love Aleister Black.
Right on. I didn't see it yet. I'm definitely going to check that out. He's going to be on the Raw European tour, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's going to be on the European tour, I've heard.
Already a big thing, apparently, so that's pretty good.
Well, I mean, he made his name in the UK.
Yeah, that's where he made his. That's why he's over in WWE's because he had a big following in the UK.
Yeah, he actually made his debut in the UK tournament. He had a match against Neville.
Yeah. When
he was actually going under his name of Tommy End, which is kind of weird because like his NXT name was already revealed, but he wrestled as Tommy End during that show.
Yeah.
Didn't have the same music either.
But he probably didn't want to put a smudge on that new name.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Because like it was his debut and he did lose. It was a good match though.
Yeah.
Right on.
But I love Aleister Black.
You wanted to talk about rumors?
What were the rumors about? Because I totally forgot.
I don't know. You wanted to bring. You said you.
I wanted to bring up a rumor of something. I don't remember what. What were we talking about?
I know we mentioned JBL too. Was that what you?
I'm not sure if I want to talk about if that's what we're talking about, but like I feel like those rumors about somebody, and I cannot remember at all. But yeah, we could talk a little bit about the JBL thing if you guys want.
What's going on with JBL?
So
Bullying Mauro
Jake Bell
Ranallo.
being,
Oh,
being
yeah.
accused. That was I guess the first this now brought on this huge list. I mean, there is no list. I won't say though. I will say that Dave Meltzer said that he's talked to a lot of people in the last few
Yeah.
weeks that are coming forward and saying,
Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty founded. Here's why.
People like Justin Roberts and stuff like that. Justin Roberts
Exactly.
used to be the old ring announcer. Dave Meltzer said that he's spoken to 15 Justin Roberts who all said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't doubt it. I mean, because JBL is.
Oh, yeah, I remember part of the rumors. I was going to say that part of the rumor I was going to discuss was that apparently that rumors are Randy will win the feud with Bray and then move on to a feud with Baron Corbin for the title. Obviously, like, Baron's not going to win, but, like, it's a nice little thing for Baron. Put him up there a little bit.
I also want to bring up a fact that I don't know how WWE is going to handle this. Sorry, Killa, but I just want to get this out there because it's off from. But there is a feud going on between Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, but Davey Richards is going under the alias the Lone Wolf. So I don't know how WWE is not hooked onto that.
Like copyright infringement or something. Dude?
Yep.
I see what you mean.
And for some reason, that made me reminded me that Elias Sampson, the Drifter, made it.
Oh yeah, Elias Sampson is now on SmackDown. We forgot to bring that.
No,
up.
he's on Raw. He made an appearance
on
on Raw, but I was looking on WWE's Twitter and he wasn't officially listed as like a Raw guy because like they tweeted for every single person of like
because he's the
picture.
Drifter.
Yeah, it'd be great if he was on both shows.
Yeah, like
drifts.
Keith Slater was for a while. There was
Yeah. Oh, that was dude. Heath Slater. We can talk about Heath Slater all night, but dude, I just want to go back to when Raw had its 1000th episode.
Oh, and he
got the shit. He got the shit kicked out of him by every WWE legend.
Mm-hmm. He had a match with Lita, dude.
Yeah.
He had a match with Lita. What was it? Who else? He got Diamond Cutter by DDP.
Mm-hmm. He got the clothesline from Hell from JBL. Leading up to the 1000th episode, he was having matches with every single legend.
Yeah.
Having matches with guys like Rikishi and like, who was it? He was having matches with guys like Rikishi and like Piper and stuff like that. And DDP.
Exactly.
And Vader. It was nice seeing Vader back.
Yeah, it was nice seeing Vader back.
Just hearing his music, like, it's time. It's time. It's Vader time. It's great. I love Vader.
Dude, it was beautiful.
Vader's a big old fucker is what he is.
Sorry again for the constant mute, guys.
No,
It's all good.
no worries.
I'm trying to spare y'all's ears.
We're just doing some closing discussions.
No, I know, and I think it's good to also maybe close things out with like rumors and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I mean, I haven't been too in tune to what was going on, so I can't really say like what was what, like my thoughts or rumors I heard because I haven't kept up with that kind of stuff for years. But but anyhow, good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I also want to end it with a question every single time.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. The question for today is: if you could have any finisher in the WWE, what would it be?
Like a finisher that someone else has, or like make
Like
my own.
Either make your own or have it that someone else has.
Ooh. If I had a finisher, I've thought of one for like a while now that I would have. It would start out with like that spin kick that Neville does to the stomach.
Yeah.
It would be that first. So my opponent bends over, then I hit him with a knee, and then he bounces up from the knee, and then I super kick him, and that's the finisher.
Nice.
That'd be nice. Killa?
Right on. I have to go with my
What would your finisher
pump
be?
handle Samoan drop.
Pump handle Samoan drop.
All right.
Yeah.
Infamous?
I'd say I can't remember the name of it. I want to say that Shane Helms did it when he was the Hurricane.
The Shining Wizard?
He hooks you back, and you're like upside down.
Eye of the
Yeah, the
Hurricane.
vertebrae.
On his back. Yeah, the vertebreaker. I think that's what it's called. Like that. Top-notch move. Fucking love that move.
Mine's going to go band. I'm going to go with the band move, and mine's going to be the Canadian Destroyer.
Oh.
Oh,
I thought
nice.
you were gonna say curb stomp for a second.
No, I'm going with Canadian Destroyer.
And if I can't use mine, I'll go with the Omega Driver. The Omega Driver's pretty
Oh,
pretty
dude,
good to
Omega
watch
Driver.
too. Yeah.
What's
But
the Omega Driver?
I would probably go with mine.
Like, what's the Omega Driver, dude?
I mean, it's a I don't know how to describe it. It's fucking awesome looking. Just check it out on YouTube. There's pictures. There's little videos of it.
I'm
It's
Googling it.
pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna look at one on YouTube real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, actually. Oh, mute YouTube video. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Oh, I forgot I did a match in 2K17 where I gave Finn Intercontinental.
Oh, I know what that move is. It's in 2K17. I use that move
Yeah.
in 2K17. That's a cool ass move, is what it is. It's kind of like starts up as a back suplex, but like flips over into a pile driver. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah, it's pretty dope move. Pretty dope.
So I
And
think,
anybody else got any closing thoughts?
I think that's it, dude.
Nah, man. Just,
So yeah,
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what they have leading next pay per view because I think Payback's up
Yeah.
next, right?
yeah, Payback's up
Payback.
next for Raw.
Yeah, that should be pretty good, especially with the whole shakeup thing going down. I'm really interested to see where they
Oh,
over
yeah.
the next couple of weeks where they take these storylines.
The other thing we didn't bring up is for SmackDown at Payback, Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. Whoever wins that match comes to SmackDown.
Yeah, whoever wins that match comes to SmackDown with the U.S. title. So on SmackDown, it's going to be either Kevin Owens or Chris Jericho.
I think it'll be Kevin Owens because they're
Yeah.
not going to tease him on SmackDown already and not
Yeah.
have to go back.
I'd say it's going to be Kevin. But I'm just
not
going
to
to say
mention
quick.
the fact that I'm pretty sure that it was already announced that Jericho's leaving in May.
Yeah,
he's
Jericho's leaving in May.
going on tour, I believe, with Fozzy.
Yeah, because he still has his band stuff that's
Mhm.
doing really well.
But I'm just going to say that AJ Styles Kevin Owens match I need to see. I'm just going to say
Yeah.
that.
It'll be good.
So that's going to be it for this week, guys. Looks like it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Pretty great episode, I'd say. We got through
Yeah,
everything, and
yeah.
we only about a minute ago hit the 1 hour mark. So hey,
Nice, dude.
nailed it,
Nice.
guys.
Did it all
I mean,
in an
that's
hour.
what we
Nice.
planned on anyways. Just
Yep.
having
Right.
this one to be an hour-long episode.
Yeah,
Nailed
well,
it.
only because it was the
It's just a shake-up.
Well, we
just
didn't-
the shake up.
Yeah, we
discussion.
didn't really need to discuss anything else though, because nothing else really happened.
Nah, nothing really
Nothing's
important
considered.
happened. Well, I mean, we could talk about. Well, we might not want to, but the TJ Perkins heel turn.
Oh yeah, that did happen. We could discuss that for like a second, just a little
Yeah.
second.
So
I think
basically, Neville got in TJ's head. TJ took him what he said, attacked
Mhm.
Austin Aries after the match, but that's it. And an alliance is formed with Neville and TJ.
Yep. I could see that. Just give something to TJ Perkins' character. But the best part about this was not shown on Raw or 205 Live, was him on Instagram, like talking about it. He said, "It makes me happy to know that I took away Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kota Ibushi in the Cruiserweight Classic from you." I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
Because like everyone really wanted to see Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kota Ibushi, but he beat Kota Ibushi, and it was just amazing. He got like Full Sail hated him, and it was awesome.
Yep.
I like that he embraced that on his Instagram. I was like, man, this guy's going with it, and that's perfect.
I just hope, like I told Cake, with this heel turn, he stops dabbing. Like
I
please
feel like
stop.
with his heel turn, he should probably fucking dab more.
Nah,
Yeah.
He should-
like
You know,
Yeah.
the Chris Jericho pin where like he puts one foot on him and like flexes, and he says, "Come
Oh,
on, baby." He should.
boom.
Perkins should do that, but he should dab instead. It'd be perfect. Because people hate him for the dab, and now that he's heel, he can do it more, and people will hate him
I mean,
more because he's a 30-year-old
Can we
man still
technically call it a
dabbing.
heel?
Hmm?
Can we technically call it a heel? Because I mean, it just
What do you
he
mean?
could have just
Yeah,
attacked
I mean, he attacked the guy after the
storyline.
match. That's pretty much that's it. That's a
Well,
heel.
he lost to Austin Aries and then attacked him after the match. I tell you, he's a heel.
Yeah.
No, he beat Austin Aries and then attacked him after the match.
Oh,
It's still
did he
after-
win?
yeah, but it's still.
Yeah, he beat TJ Perkins beat Austin Aries.
Did he?
Yeah, he got it because Neville
Yeah.
Neville came down. Neville came down to the ramp.
Yep.
Came down the ramp and then
Oh yeah, it was a roll up, wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, he rolled him up and then he attacked. So yeah, it is a heel turn.
Yeah. He won and beat him up. That's even worse.
Absolutely.
Makes him even more of a heel, dude. But that's it. That's
Yep.
it for basically everything that happened this week. Tune in next time on the Thursday after Payback, where we'll be discussing that show and Raw and SmackDown. Thank you very much for watching. Hope everyone enjoyed. Infamous, say goodbye.
Take care, guys. Appreciate you.
Killa,
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Notos.
You guys have an awesome night. Peace out.
And me. Later, guys. Thank you very much for watching and or listening, and enjoy your weeks.